You think you're in control of your life, your choices, your time, your decisions. But what if I told you? Most days, you're being controlled in small ways you barely notice. Not by force, not by threats, but by tiny behaviors, words, and pressures that slowly shape what you do, how you feel, and who you become. And the scary part? You probably ignore them every single day. Let me ask you something. Have you ever agreed to something you didn't want, just to keep the peace? Have you stayed quiet when you should have spoken up? Have you felt drained after a conversation but couldn't explain why? That's not coincidence. That's subtle control at work. And today, we're exposing it. Because once you see these patterns, you stop being controlled by them. Most people think control looks obvious. Orders, commands. Power. But real control is quiet. It's polite. It hides behind good intentions. It shows up in everyday moments. At work, with family, with friends, even with people you love. And over time, it trains you to shrink. Let's break this down. First, control through guilt. This is one of the most common ways people control you. It sounds like concern, but it feels like pressure. Someone says, "After everything I've done for you, I thought you cared more. I guess I'll just handle it alone." Notice what happens inside you. You feel bad. You feel responsible. You feel like you owe them. So you give in. You say yes, even when you're tired. You agree, even when it costs you. And slowly, guilt becomes the remote control for your behavior. Here's the truth you need to hear. Guilt is not proof you're wrong. Sometimes it's proof someone knows how to push your buttons. If your kindness can be used against you, it will be. The second way people control you is through urgency. This one is sneaky. You need to decide right now. There's no time to think. If you don't act today, you'll regret it. Urgency shuts down logic. It doesn't give you space to ask, "Is this good for me? Do I even want this?" Think about it. How many bad decisions were made in a rush? How many regrets started with pressure? People who rush you often benefit from you not thinking. Real opportunities don't disappear because you paused. Real relationships don't break because you asked for time. The moment you slow down, control weakens. The third way people control you is by slowly lowering your standards. This one happens over time. It starts small. A joke at your expense, a comment that stings, a boundary crossed just this once. And when you react, they say, "You're too sensitive. It's not that deep. Relax. I was joking." So you doubt yourself. Next time, you stay quiet. And the behavior continues, little by little. You accept things you never would have before. Disrespect becomes normal. Discomfort becomes routine. And control grows when you stop pushing back. Let me be clear. If something makes you feel small, it matters. If something drains you, it's a signal. You don't need permission to protect your self-respect. The fourth way people control you is by playing the victim. This is emotional control. The person is always struggling, always misunderstood, always suffering, and somehow you're always the one adjusting. You don't bring up your problems because they have it worse. You don't set boundaries because they're going through a lot. Before you know it, your needs disappear. Empathy turns into obligation. And control hides behind sympathy. Here's the difference you need to remember. A healthy person takes responsibility. A manipulative one avoids it. Helping someone is powerful. Losing yourself for someone is not. Now pause for a second. Think about your daily life. Who makes you feel guilty for saying no? Who rushes you into decisions? Who drains your energy with drama or pressure? Awareness is the first step back to power. Because control only works when it goes unnoticed. You don't need to fight. You don't need to explain yourself endlessly. You don't need to convince anyone. Sometimes the most powerful move is silence. Sometimes it's distance. Sometimes it's a calm, Simple no. No excuses. No overthinking. And yes, some people won't like it. People who benefited from your silence will always resist your boundaries. That's how you know you're changing. So here's the takeaway. You are controlled less by force and more by emotion, guilt, pressure, fear of conflict, fear of being misunderstood. The moment you pause, question, and choose yourself, control breaks. Your power isn't loud. It's calm. It's clear. It's unshakable. And it starts the moment you stop ignoring what feels wrong. Now I want you to reflect. Which of these showed up in your life recently? Which one hit the hardest? Share it in the comments. Your experience might help someone else wake up too. If this video gave you clarity, hit like. Subscribe for more content that sharpens your mind and strengthens your confidence. And remember this, when you stop being controlled in small ways, you take back control of your entire life.